Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. This is Tanya at Sidegigcrafts. Guys, where have you been? Where have I been? Oh my goodness, there's so much to catch up on. But first, I sat down and because I couldn't think, what have we been working on? We've been working on the Bunny Brown and his sister Sue at Christmas Tree Cove book, and I found some goodies that I would like to see if we can implement these into the journal today. And I want to work on this tag. This is a tuck, remember, but it's got the condemned on there, which I don't necessarily want on Christmas. So I think we're going to start there and kind of work with some of these things and see how we can decorate this up in such a way that it fits in well with the Christmas theme. But I think I need to clip this because it's going to move over, Gretchen. It's going to drive me crazy getting in a way like that. So let me see if I've got, well, we can just use one. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to dump everything over. You guys, this has been a crazy vacation. I promised you a video with Michelle Summer, Crafty Room Michelle Summer, and unfortunately, I never got there. Oh my goodness. We were supposed to land, our plane was supposed to land on the 13th in the evening, at 6:30 in the evening, but I didn't actually, we were delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, delayed. On and on and on, over and over and over again by the airline. And then they finally said, and they put us on 2 planes and proceeded to get us off of 2 planes. And then they finally said, oh yeah, your plane has now been delayed till 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. So I did not get to California, neither did the other people on the plane, until 7 a.m. the next day. So we slept on the airport floor. Yes, we did. It was a hot mess. Me and about 20 of my closest new friends slept on the floor in the airport. No, we didn't have to. I have to say that they did offer us a place to stay. It was about 4 or 5 miles away. We would have to find our own transportation, of course, and they gave us a food voucher for all of $12, which, if you know anything about airport food or concessions, that would probably buy you a Snicker bar. Doesn't go, $12 does not go far in the airport. So if I had taken the voucher for the hotel, then it would have I probably would have got about an hour of sleep before I had to turn around and come back and go back through TSA and all the things all over again. And I said, forget it. So many of us just decided to just hunker down and wait it out in the airport. And that's what we did. It was miserable and cold, but we did it. We survived. And we finally got to where we were going. So that was the morning we got there. That was the time I got there was the time I was supposed to have left and started driving to see Michelle that morning. So it just was not going to happen. It was, yeah, unfortunately, because she lived too far to drive that far that late. We would have missed all of the things that we wanted to do. And it was just so much. And my body couldn't take it either. So I know it sounds like a bunch of excuses, you guys. I felt so bad, and I know Michelle was disappointed. I was sure disappointed, and it just sucked. But there's other things that are on the horizon, and I eventually will be able to see her more often, and I am so very excited about that. But I'll tell you guys more about that later on. That's kind of there's so much more that happened this week. And I'm super excited about that. So, like I said, I'll tell you about some of those things later on as the plans unveil. But, it's going to be good. All right, life is good, guys. All right, so we're going to put some of these things on here. I think I love this. Love this. I know it says specimen, and these are not a specimen, but I think it's still kind of fun. Maybe I could put a little butterfly or something on there. Or flower. A poinsettia flower would be pretty on behind their heads. I don't know if I have anything like that, though. I wish I had a rub-on poinsettia sticker but I know I don't have any Christmas rub-ons, so I won't be able to do that. I don't even think I have Christmas Tim Holtz paper doll. Oh, I do, you guys. I have some Tim Holtz Christmas paper doll stuff. Hang on. Hang on. I know exactly where they are, too. I have a whole collection of them. I have them right here. They're not rub-ons, but they are Christmas ephemera. There's more labels, too. This is all supposed to be my Tim Holtz stuff. Okay, well, that's all right, because, you know, eventually I gotta really, for reals, clean this place up. Look, I have all these Christmas things I had totally forgot about. So let's change. I can already see I want this. Let's change the specimen card out to the calendar. I think that's a better match. And we'll see how that looks. You know what I can tell you? Long story short, without all the details, those will come later. I'm moving back to California. Don't know how, don't know when. Within this next year. That's all I got. So moving back to California, it's going to be a lot. I'm going to have to do some de-stashing, guys. So if you're interested in any of my crafty stuff, you want to be hanging out, because it's going to come up. Do a 25-cent one down here would be kind of fun. Maybe he could be standing maybe this way, kind of counterbalance. Maybe that way. Oh, look at this. I've got a Santa in here. He's beautiful. I mean, he's not going to fit. Well, he would fit there in place of, but we'll put him somewhere else. Anything else I want to do here? I could put them on this one too. Oh, this is a postal. But it's going to be too big. I'm going to skip that one for now. I kind of like that. I think we're just going to go with this for now. Oh, I was going to find a flower or a poinsettia or a something like that. I think there's probably going to be something like that in here. Let's just kind of easily dump this. Probably be the easiest way to find it. There's one. There's a pretty one. We could totally put this like right back here. Oh yeah, like that. And kind of sticking off the edge of the page would be fine. Not too far though. I think it's going to get bent up if I do that. So probably need to tuck it back. Or I can just cut the edge of it. Okay, that's what we're going to do. That's it. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing great. And as always, I hope you're crafting and finding some inspiration for the holidays. I know holidays can be a hard time for folks. And I hope that you guys are all doing well. I wish that for you. Here's a pin. I got to see a bunch of family while I was in California. That was nice to catch up. Got to do some crafty work for my folks. That was kind of fun. Sadly, I don't know why, but I didn't take pictures. But that's okay. See if that'll help me here. Missed all my animals, but they were taken care of. And let's see, how did I have that there? This is going to go here. We're going to put this behind that, I think, this way. So this will go up and around that hole, because I kind of like the hole showing just a little bit like that. I think that might be okay going off the edge just a bit. Here we go. And that's not going to work for me today. So let's see if we can use this one. This one was stellar last time. There. Let's do it that way. And then this way. Is anybody done with their Christmas stuff yet? Their Christmas, I don't know if you're making cards or gifts. Is anybody done? Let me know in the comment box. I haven't made any cards yet this year. None, not a single one. I think I still have some from last year though, that if I can't get to it, I'll just use those and use them up. Go. Let's put them a little bit lower. That'll work. Oh, and I was going to put this little guy behind them. Behind him. Oops, that's way too much. I need to lift him up, not her. Cute. And we'll just wipe that there. And then, do we need this green one up here? I think we're good. We could put this one here. Kind of want to put that, if I do, I want to tuck that behind so that there's a flaw in it. I don't want that to show. Maybe I could put that like right there. But I would like to circle the 20. I think we're going to leave it alone. And I wish I had oh, I do have a red marker. I don't have a red ballpoint pen, but I have a red marker I could circle that with. And let's see the little 25. We're going to circle that. Just like that. And we could even take some gold paint. Since I don't know where my wax is, and kind of put some embellishment there. And this might be gone too. My goodness. I might need more. Well, look at that. Can I get just enough? I got just enough. Okay, we'll throw that out. I love using stuff up. We'll just kind of go around some of the edges of some of these things so we can make them a little fancy. Not too heavy though. Going a little heavy because I couldn't see it. Now I can see it and I'm like, oh, that's too much. There we go. I like it. I like it. Okay. Just wipe that up. There we go. Now we've got this cute little tuck. It's all decorated. I think I'm gonna. Should I cut those edges off? I don't know. I'm gonna leave them for now. If they get bent up, I'll cut them. They probably will, but I'll cut them then. Okay, so we've got Santa. Let's figure out Santa. Santa baby. Where could we put him? He's kind of cute. I could just clip him in, but I don't want to do that. That would be boring. Let's find a blank page, a white page, and add him, or Even here would be nice, wouldn't it? Look, there's Santa there. There's Santa there. Maybe that's too many Santas in the same spot. We could put Santa here. He kind of blends in a little bit. But we could fix that. I kind of like him against this other paper better. Maybe he goes here because there's Santa here. I like that better. Don't you like that better? I like that better. We could even do a corner pocket and have him on the front of that. Would be nice. Maybe not a plaid because that would be too much. How about something like this? No, I mean it's cute, but no. How about snow? Maybe. Or we could use green. I like that. That's not the one I thought I'd pick, but I like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cut this to the size of the book page. Roughly. I gotta remember how long these are because it's been a minute. About 5. That's about right. That sounds. Let's trim it back. All right, is that about right? And it's a little wide. That's okay. So we'll go to 4. We'll go to 4.5 because it's okay if it doesn't go all the way to the edge. In fact, that's probably better. I probably would have cut it again had I not done that. So that'll be fine. And then we'll go to right here. I'm just going to mark it with my finger. Whatever that is. Ish. And then I'm going to take it corner to corner this way. We'll use the other corner somewhere else in the book. Oh, you know what I didn't think about? That's not going to work quite right because Santa is kind of a different shape. So he's going to stick out. But I think it'll be okay because he's pretty sturdy. So I think that'll be all right. And his bag will stick out a little bit. That's okay too. I think it'll be fine. So we will just color this edges. I'm just trying to get rid of, when I do this, I'm not trying to let the ink show. I'm just trying to cover the white lines so it doesn't look like cut paper, you know, like it's for really aged a little bit. Just blend those white lines out so it doesn't look outlined. That's all. So you guys probably can't see it, but I'm just toning that down. And that's good. And then we'll go all the way around the edge of this one. This would be cute sewn too, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Don't think so. Okay. And of course this isn't working. There we go. Put this right here on the edge. I'll even scoot it up just a bit. Press that down. We've got a beautiful pocket. And then we'll put Santa on there. Oops. Put him right there. All right, there we go. We've got a beautiful pocket there. we could make a tag to go in there. And I did have a blank tag that I pulled out right here. This would be fun to use. In fact, here's a question. Does this gold frame fit on here? Because that could be really cute too. And it does. I just need to trim a little bit around the edges. We're going to use that. So let's move the book aside. We're going to make a cute little frame for something, a photo, maybe. Let's do that. I might have to find a photo to fit in there to make it super cute. Oh, I do have some fun winter ones that would be cute in here. I really do. Okay. There we go. Okay, so there's that. I think I want to put some Christmas paper behind there. And that would be, let's see if I can find a scrap of it instead of cutting a whole piece. Well, no, we don't want to use the green because we just used the green on the pocket. So something that's going to coordinate with that, but not necessarily, you know what I think? I think I want to use this one. And the reason why is the pictures that I'm thinking of are snow day pictures kind of thing, you know? So let's take the string out so I don't mess that up. We can put that back. And then I think what I'm going to do is just glue. No, I don't want to glue it down on one side. Okay, let's measure this. Let's do a square that's going to be 4 inches by 2.5, but I think I want to tear this. And the reason why is because I'm going to sew around it. So, what am I doing? Okay, so if I do this way, 4. Hang on. I'm going to cut this a little bit bigger so that I can tear it back. I'll use that paper for something else. Let's do 5 plus 4 is 9. Oh, I'd have to go all the way around it. Okay, well, that's fine. Or I could glue this on here and tear it around that way. That's what I'll do, I think. Man, I'm out of practice. I got to figure these things all out again. Like, how do I play? I don't remember how to play. Is that gonna fit, or does I need to take a little bit more off both? Let's take it off the bottom and a little off the side. How's that? Yep, I like that. So I'm going to glue that down after I ink. I'm going to ink that. Did I do that side already? I don't know. And then we'll ink this. And this one too. All right, and then this is going to go here. This is going to go on top of that. See how that gold just frames it really cute? And then what will happen is I'm going to attach it and sew the paper to the back. And then I'll stitch around the sides of this too, but not the top. That way they can slide in a picture. Or maybe I should make it so they can slide. No, I think I want it to slide in this way, the photo. And a lot of that paper will be covered up, but that's okay. Because if they take it out, then it shows again. So, or I could just sew the photo in there and call it done, and you won't see any of the paper. Or I could leave it alone because it's really cute the way it is. See, so many options. So many options. Okay, first of all, let's glue this paper down. And I'm not going to glue it too carefully because I'm going to be sewing around the outside edges, and I don't want to gum up my sewing machine if by chance it's still wet when I get to the sewing machine and after I make my decisions. So let's do that. We'll get that there. This will go on top. I think what I should do is find the photo and go from there, because that photo also might fit. I may crop it to fit even more inside that so that it's not all the way taking up that space. Let me find a photo and I'm going to figure this out. That was so easy. Sometimes these things are just meant to be. You guys, I picked up about 4 photos and this was the one of the ones I found. It's perfect, right? She's so cute. Okay, this is an original photo. Don't know anything about it. This is part of my faux family. So I'm going to crop her a bit smaller. I love this. Some of these photos I just don't ever want to use, but you know, that's what I got them for. I can't save everything. They're just craft supplies, right? And I hope they bring somebody else joy too. So this is gonna go right inside that frame. Should I make it just a little bit smaller? Maybe just a touch. Just a touch smaller. Ooh. And let's go off this side so I don't cut the sleigh off. The little sled. Okay. There we go. So this is going to go just like that right there inside. So that frame is going to frame it, but it won't be an insert. And I think we can probably put something behind her or around her, or let's see kind of what we've got. Not the red, not these. Season's Greetings is fun, but it's so red. Let me see if there's anything a little more tame. That's Christmas Wishes. That's super cute, but it's way bigger. Put it aside. I might be able to come up with something with that. No. Maybe frame it this way. That might be cute, but I kind of want to go with the snow theme. I feel like that kind of takes your eye off to the side a little bit too much. Is there a snow theme? Something? Peppermint drops is cute. Nope. Where'd the rest of that pack go? I didn't dump it all out, so let's see if there's anything more. Those are people. I don't need the people. People can stay for now. Oh, there's some of those. Deck the halls. No, not those. Those aren't quite right either. All right, I think we'll just stick with what we've got here. And I think we'll go with it. We'll just go with the holly there. I think that'll be pretty. We'll go ahead and this is already roughed up because I tore it, but we'll ink it. ink it just a bit. See if that's working. And then that's already inked, so we're good there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and, well, actually, this is already glued on. I can glue this one on in its spot, and then I can sew around this. And since it's not going to be actually a pocket, I can sew all the way around, which will be nice because it'll frame it in its own way. So let me just glue this in the middle. This would be cute stitched too, but then it would be hard to write on the back. So I don't want to stitch in the middle of the tag, because those stitches will go through onto this side. Then you won't be able to write it. If I stitch this part, it'll only go around the outside, so that doesn't worry me. Okay, so I'm gonna go stitch this. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. Now, while I did the stitching, you can still see the gold through there. I think it's super cute. While I was stitching that, before I got up, I did find this one, this little Christmas greeting thing. And I'm going to use this over the holly because I think it'll break up some of that color, the shocking color up there. So it'll go that way, and then this will go over that. Like, this is a little Christmas greeting that somebody sent out. You know, it's their little family member. And I think that's super cute. I think it is. So we'll do that. And this will go this way. And then this can go, oop, guess I gotta wait a second for it to stick. Would be good, most likely. And then this will go here, just like that. So it'll cover up a lot of that green and make it not quite so shocking. A little bit more cohesive to the rest. Okay. And then I need my, oh, there it is. My little towel. There, I like it. Okay, now, make sure that's all smooshy down. What do you think, guys? Yeah? I think it's cute. So let's go ahead and stick it in the book. We're getting some good stuff done. If I can remember where that was. Oh, right here. You can see, man, it may not fit. This may not be the spot for it, but I think it would be. And look, it says Christmas greeting and there's Santa. I forgot the string though. Let's put that back in there. That would be good to put that string back. Now I am noticing that my string is a little bit too white for my taste because everything, you know, I'm trying to be a little bit more vintage and coordinating and stuff, and like things have been around for a while. We're going to use our ink blotter to fix that. So let's take this aside for just a second. We can flip it that way on the lap and just take your ink, and you don't have to drench it in it or anything. Just kind of rub your little dauber over that and stain it. You know, that's how your hands would have if they were dirty and you'd, you know, if it had been around. That's exactly how it would look. So let's go ahead and put this little guy right in here. And we've got a cute little Christmas greeting. Look at that. I like it. That's cute. So this is going to look like it's part of Santa, but when you pull it out, it's its own little piece. Cute. All right, we can do, let's see if we can think of one more thing to do. Now I am looking at this, would be a fun journaling spot. Actually, I really don't need to do anything to it, but it would be cute to put on something bigger, like maybe a card to go in the card. Let's do that. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to find a piece of paper that is a piece of cardstock. A solid piece of cardstock would be great. Let's see if I have something nearby that would work well. Pink. I'm actually not opposed to that because there is pink on here. It's not drastic pink. I think this will work. I think this is what we're gonna do. So this will fit, right? Yes, it will. So we're gonna go with, this is 4 1/4 inches by, well, whatever this is. I'm just eyeballing, guys. 4 1/4 by whatever this is. This is 4 1/4, let's see, 3 1/4. So 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, is that what I said? 4 1/4. We'll cut that just slightly so it's straight. 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So I'm gonna need this to be 4 by 3. And so that will be my card base. This will go over the top of it, but that's a lot of blending in. So I am going to put another piece of something solid behind that. And I think I'd like to use, what color should we use? Maybe a blue or a gray would be pretty. Gold would be amazing. Silver. Have something fun right here beside me. This would be kind of pale. Not sure I'm a fan of that. Not sure I'm a fan of that. Let's see what else we've got. How about a brown would be nice because, ooh, or this blue would be really pretty too. How about this color? I'm kind of thinking I should just redo the whole card and use that. Should we use that? I kind of like the pink to the pink. Let's leave it. So this was 4 by 3. Yes, 4 by 3. So this will need to be 4 1/8 by 3 1/8. Because the others were 1/4. 4 1/8 by 3 1/8. Is that what I meant to do? No, I went bigger instead of smaller. That's not what I meant to do. So, what did I say? 4 by 3. So 3 3/4 is what I meant to do. No, 3 7/8 by 2 7/8. That's what I meant to do. Because this needs to be on this side. But I want this smaller. Good grief. Let's take off another. Let's go back to 3/4. Or should we go to 5/8? Let's go to 5/8. 2 5/8. I think we're still in the market there. This will be a good size, a good border for that, but it won't block off all of these snowflakes. That's better. It'll frame it just so. Although, widthwise, I think I can take off another 1/8. And then I could put a sentiment at the bottom of it. Very easily as well. So we'll go ahead and glue this on to here. I'm going to put it up towards the top a little bit more so that we can have a little bit more room for sentiment. I don't know what sentiment, because there is a sentiment on here, so I don't really need one. But it looks nice placed that way. Did I ink this yet? I don't think so. Thank you for reminding me. go on here. Should I sew it or should I leave it? I think I'm going to sew around. I'm going to sew around this top piece and then glue it so the stitches don't show underneath. Excellent. So let's go ahead and get this glued down now. I'm loving how it's turning out. I'm very happy with it. Okay. Get this glued down. Hopefully this will not buckle my other paper. This cardstock, because sometimes the cardstock with different glues will act differently. So let's hope that this is not one of those deals. Press that down. Okay. When it has stitching on there, it's a little harder to glue down, so you got to be a little patient with it. Try not to rub my hands on it too much so I don't get it all actually gooey. We could put a sentiment. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave it, or a label or something. See how that would be? That would be really cute. But I don't think I'm going to. Well, maybe I will. What about? Nope. Or not. Ooh, what's this? Holiday greetings. That's kind of cute. You can just put that down at the bottom. Nah, it gets lost down there, doesn't it? All right, I'll leave it alone. I will leave it alone. I mean, it could be cute with a little fabric bow too, or something like that would be cute. But it's going in the journal, so you don't want it too bulky. Not too bulky. And we can find a spot for this in there. So, and the reason why I like to make cards, first of all, cards are Christmas theme, right? I mean, that's one of the things that we do at Christmas. But it makes a really great journaling spot for somebody. So you can tuck this in there, and not only does it coordinate because it's still Christmas theme, but it's a journaling spot. You could actually use real Christmas cards. And this would be perfect in one of these spots, like right in here. Look at that. That's where it's going. That wasn't my intention because I didn't have an intention, but it's perfect. It fits right there. Look at that. Yay, we got a spot for it. All right, you guys, I think that's it for today. I needed to do a quick crafty session and just get some of these things off my mind and, you know, have a little bit of creative play before I start my work day. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you're having a great start to the holiday season. And I hope that you feel loved because you are. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.